Proton 4 with Stepstone online recruitment. Your first step to success in your career, your life, your future.
Welcome to the Rapid Fit Rally of Wirral. We're here for round one of Formula Rally. It's exciting, top drivers are here in the new Super 1600 class, and as for the event, 10 stages, short, on tarmac, but demanding. Predictions were that Formula Rally would bring out the crowds in Liverpool, and the predictions were right. Formula Rally is new and not just here to provide top spectator sport. For the drivers and the teams, these are the events that can provide the stepping stones into the World Rally Championships and perhaps produce the next Colin McRae or Richard Burns. So there are plenty of drivers out to prove a point, plus the muscles of some of the big manufacturers who've committed to Formula Rally in a big way. Whilst the hardware is high-tech, cars must not cost more than $100,000. And by rally standards, that is low cost.
As the name suggests, it's Formula Rally, and the Super 1600 has been designed by the FIA, the international governing body, to produce equivalent cars, effectively the Formula 3 of rallying. And the formula is based on power restriction and weight. The car must weigh 950 kilograms without the crew and 1100 kilograms with the crew all up. There's controls on the gearbox, and the main thing is the breathing control. And I'm particularly keen to make sure that it's got the correctly homologated inlet track, because that's a vital part of the formula. Everyone's breathing through the same size hole, and then all the cars weigh the same as you would for a Formula 3 race car on the track. And the other important thing that's new to Formula Rally is that only 4 mechanics are allowed to work on the car. So unlike a team of people descending again to control the costs, only 4 mechanics will be allowed to work on these cars. So yeah, we'll be watching them right the way through.
With under a day before hundreds of hours of preparation would turn into rally reality, there was plenty of tension around. In the 8-event Formula Rally series, there were drivers and manufacturers' championship points for the first 6 finishers at each rally. As day melted into night on the eve of the rally, tools and technicians disappeared and show business took over as Liverpool gave Formula Rally a champagne send-off. As the drivers and their cars strutted their stuff, one car was scooping lots of attention. Volkswagen are looking for great things from their Polo kit car and from Neil Simpson. They're quite a race to make the start.
Yeah, you're not joking. In the beginning, the first round of this Formula Rally Championship was due to be the Rally of Wales, and our new Polo Super 1600 GTI has just been launched. So these 2 months have really played into our hands in terms of we've been able to develop the car far further, and we're hitting the ground a little bit more running now than we would have been in the beginning.
For Simpson, it's good to be back with VW.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, I've had a couple of good years with Volkswagen in the past. I've drove a Golf TDI for them for 2 years and helped them to win the British Rally Championship in 1997 in the Golf kit car. It's a great team. There's a couple of new faces in the team for this year, and I'm very, very happy with it, and I think, you know, we'll have a good year.
Ford are hoping they will not. And that's in the hands of Frenchman Patrick Magot, new to British rallying, and Martin Rowe. Rowe won the BRC in 1998 and is form guide favourite for Formula Rally, if all goes to plan. The pressure is on and he likes it.
Obviously very excited. It's, like you say, it's been a very long time for me. I didn't have a drive last year, so the last time I drove competitively was July. It was good to get into the car and get out.
Well, you're favourite for the series. You must be feeling confident.
I'd be more confident going into the forest with this car, but I mean, we're very short stages up here on the Wirral, and I think it's the driver who's going to keep out of trouble, drive neat and tidy, and you know, just get around without hitting any curbs who's going to be the winner.
Sweden have produced world-class rally drivers, and Mats Andersson is no exception. Proton have stayed with him and co-driver Claire Mole. They're a powerful combination. Seeded second at Wirral, but they do prefer gravel to tarmac. Could they win at Wirral?
Maybe not this event. Of course, we want to win them all, and it's going to be hard. It's a long time since I've been in a rally car, but it's still going to be a good battle, I think.
Like favourite Martin Rowe, Anderson believes that finesse will be critical on the tarmac.
Nice and tidy, no mistakes, because I don't think you can gain much time, but you can lose a lot.
Some, though, saw tarmac as a major plus, and of those, Justin Dale and Andrew Bargery, seeded third, were looking potentially potent in the Peugeot.
The Peugeot has been designed for tarmac initially. We've got it really working well on the loose as well now, which has been good for the team. But no, to start the year with a tarmac rally is going to be a good judge against the other cars, which are actually newer specification than our one at the moment.
Time, though, to turn words into action. Well, the city of Liverpool have given Formula Rally quite a reception, and that must please one man at least, Andy Moss, the man behind Formula Rally. But today it turns to reality, and the conditions couldn't be better.
No, it's fabulous, exciting. I can't remember the last time that I had to squint to the sunshine on a British Rally event.
And who's going to win today?
I'd put my money on Martin Rowe, but Jeff Jones, Max McKillen, a whole host of them out there.
To take this rally would demand the fastest time over 10 intense stages, each around 4 miles long. The heart rate in the VW Polo must have been up the scale. First drive in competitive anger.
Go. Stay on your left. And stay left into the triangle. Stay left to the island. You turn it right, and then 30 to Hurton left. Right 6 round island. 30 to Hurton left round island. And 30 to right 6 round island. This is a fast entry, stay right at the island, and then right 6 round island.
It all looked and sounded good. And they were on the pace, if not always on the track.
Go ahead, go.
But despite that confusion on the corner, their time started looking better and better. Halfway around the first stage, and people were already starting to talk in the service area. As they tore into the final section, it still looked good, but sounded awful. Minor hiccup or major problem? The answer was in the body language. And on the floor.
At the end of the first lap, the engine went down on power and then went on to 3 cylinders, so we had to complete the rest of the stage with only 3 cylinders in the car, so we lost quite a lot of time in there, so the engine problem looks fairly terminal now, and I don't know what they're going to be able to do, but we'll just have to see.
The end of the day for the VW, but the beginning of the day for Justin Dale in the Peugeot 106. And time for Dale to start delivering his promises.
6 right. Keep right. It's square right. Keep right at the square left. Come on now. Late, left, late, braking, hairpin right.
The driving was as smooth as co-driver Andrew Bargery's calls. It was fast too. In the first stage, Dale unleashed the fastest time. By stage 3, Dale, or rather his car, was slightly off the pace, taxing the technicians and disappointing for Dale.
There's 2 stages we've just done. The car seems to be dropping down on power a little bit, so the guys are just taking the exhaust off to make sure the cat's not blocked, and if it is, they put a new one on. The tyres are having a bit of a hard time. We've got a hard compound tyre on there, but well, harder than what we ran first thing this morning, and that seems to be a lot better, so we're going to stick with them.
So with the Polo out, a hiccup for Dale's Peugeot, the sun was really shining for number 1 seeds Martin Rowe and Chris Wood.
Next thing is open hairpin right. Open hairpin right. And then keep right the chicane.
Rowe had talked about playing the percentage at this event and staying out of trouble at every corner. Perhaps Rowe does not count chicanes as corners. Whilst the Wallasey Motor Club team reconstructed the course, Rowe had started well, but not brilliantly. He believed that he could have been quicker with different tyres. Early in the day, but the track was hotter than the Ford team had anticipated. And hot tarmac eats soft tyres.
I think we took too soft a tyre, and we paid for that. You know, it's only a very short stage, so it's slightly wrong choice. You know, we dropped 3 seconds to Justin, so well, actually, it's a really long stage. We'll pull back 3 seconds by the end of the day. No, I mean, we've just got to obviously take a different tyre. The temperature's rising now. In these conditions, you know, you've got to look at the ground temperature and all that sort of thing. And maybe running first on the road, because we're using roundabouts the wrong way and that sort of thing. There's a lot of gravel, so maybe I was cleaning the road a little bit.
Well, if he was, then teammate Patrick Magot and wife Guylaine, seated 8th, would appreciate it. Magot, who was establishing himself on the French rally scene before Rowe was a teenager, looked smooth. But he was way off the pace in the first stage. Magot has been responsible for much of the car's development. Perhaps that's why he goes around and not through chicanes.
I think for me the time is on the... You make a good time on the chicane. You have 4 times post chicane, and I think the time it's only on the chicane.
In the works Proton, Mats Andersson said that he would surprise himself if he won on tarmac. But with others having problems, perhaps Andersson and the supremely composed Mole could surprise.
Split right. Split right. Right 1. I keep right.
It is difficult to ruffle this combination. Difficult, but not impossible. The white Proton Satria head belongs to Martin Meadows, who is searching for speed to escape from Andersson and Mole.
Left, right 1.
He failed on that one.
I keep right, F left. Come on, Meadows, move your ass. Get him up here, Mats. Go, go, go. Nice one.
So punchy overtaking avoids 2 Protons locking horns, but vital seconds lost for the number 2 seeds. A disappointing 8th place in the opening stage. But it was not only other Protons that held them up. Their own Wirtz car had problems. And it was far from obvious what was causing them.
Okay. All looks intact, isn't it? All valves are there, aren't they? Yeah.
Andersson was concerned.
Yes, it's only running on 2 cylinders, and basically just come here, no idea what the problem is. So we'll see if they can fix it. Or it's a bit serious when the engine just runs on 2 cylinders. So.
Not everybody was feeling the heat, though. Well, we've already seen plenty of action in the Rapid Fit Rally of Wirral. Martin Rowe is leading. He was expected to do that. But Justin Dale, the man behind me, is putting him under real pressure. Can he get through? Well, we'll find out after the break. Well, after 5 of the 10 stages, the heat was on. A real head-to-head at the front between Justin Dale in the Peugeot and Martin Rowe in the Puma. Both were flying. For others, though, this rally was already over. A brace of Vauxhall coursers had found it tough. Jeff Jones has a reputation for embarrassing more powerful competition. Mechanical problems meant just 4 minutes of rallying. Giffen Jones delivered quite a display on the first stage. He even threw in fireworks. Despite the show, he finished the stage, but that will be his only memento from Wirral. Whilst Formula Rally, the battle between the fastest around the track, was the headline attraction, there was plenty more action on the Wirral, not all of it planned, including 4 single-make championships. 31 Peugeot 106s fought for prizes in the Super 106 Cup. This is the category that propelled Justin Dale into Formula Rally, and nearly propelled Sean Gallagher onto the beach. In the Skoda, Krista Steen lifts a wheel at one corner and loses one at the next. As the rear end left its signature on the New Brighton Promenade, Steen had his pedal to the metal, an interesting 3-wheeled approach to a chicane. As the wing mirror smashed the side window, only wallets and pride were damaged. No one else lost a wheel that publicly, but others, including Neil Edwards and Bob Rowe in the Puma, had their moments. Neither the spectators or the driver could see the damage. The marshals could. Rally over. Whilst in the service area, it was all about fine-tuning and finesse, out here it was more brutal. Not a great spectator sport for the driver. Steen Skoda managed to finish the stage with no further damage. And as the mechanics tried not to look too surprised as they lifted the car up, Krista Steen looked a little down. It's hard to be upbeat about a three-wheeled Skoda. Even good drivers have their bad days. While some found the seaside sunshine more trouble than fog in the forest, others found their stride. Rory Gallagher won the Peugeot Super 106 Cup.
Keep right for 90 left.
Without onboard cameras, it may have looked like a stroll in the park.
Come on, David, keep right, the thing. And 90, hairpin left and hairpin right.
Co-driver David Jones was calling the shots and taking the punches.
Keep left for 90 left. Keep left for 90 left. Come on, left. David. Jesus,
And
man, read the thing.
Round the roundabout.
Damage ahead. No prizes for guessing whose side of the car.
Right, left, right.
After this drive, he probably hardly noticed glass exploding all over him. It was, though, a ruthlessly efficient performance. Another of the Formula Rally feeder championships is the Ford KA Challenge. Ian Forgan and Richard Swatton had a full day. They pushed their car to the limit and often beyond. Stacks of jobs for their mechanics to sort and stacks of speed. They won their first KA rally. In the Polo Cup, David Bateson was in lightning form at the back end of 2000, something he bottled. A vintage drive at Wirral for his fourth consecutive Polo win. This is also the second car for VW in the Manufacturers' Trophy. But this was one area where Bateson did not score. His time not fast enough against the big ones. To wrap up the one-make wins, David Henderson and Ian Windrest topped the podium in the Ford Puma Challenge. The Pumas were enjoying Wirral, and the top Puma was leading Formula Rally with 2 stages remaining. Now, one man who should be pretty happy with his early performance is privateer Ulsterman Robert Woodside in his Ford Puma.
We came here knowing what we wanted to do. There's no reason why we can't win the event. You know, every stage we want to be quickest, but obviously that's not possible generally. So, we'll just keep racing Martin and try and get a few quicker stage times in this afternoon. We've no help from the boys across the service area here, but they are looking over with interest today. Somebody asked me earlier, was I getting bored driving around the promenade? But there's so much action. You know, there's a corner every 100 yards or so, and it's entertaining.
Privateer he may be, but not fazed by anyone. Woodside drove as he talked, confidently. Beyond the halfway stage, he was in a podium position, but on the 7th stage, he slipped. And when you do that in this company, you get punished. Woodside and Patterson's rally fell apart, and they failed to finish. First privateer and 4th overall was Martin Sansom and Phil Wells. Seeded 15th for round 1 of Formula Rally, Sansom's Peugeot is virtually identical to that of Justin Dale. And whilst Dale may have the manufacturer's drive, Sansom has no shortage of ability or timing. He peaked right at the death to overtake Simon Major's Puma. In the works Puma, Patrick Magot found form. Magot, who enjoyed podium finishes in the French Rally Championships in '97 and '98, is to many an unknown quantity in the UK. He certainly did not appear over-enthusiastic about the tarmac, but after a shaky start, worked his way up the leaderboard to finish 3rd. Ford were enjoying Formula Rally, and so were Peugeot. The finale was a head-to-head between the two, Dale versus Rowe, and Dale was flying.
Into square left round triangle. And keep left. Keep left. Into fast left 6, tightens.
After 8 of the 10 stages, only 15.6 seconds separated them. But it was advantage Rowan Wood. 2 stages, around 8 miles, under 8 minutes. Rowan Wood had to defend, but with Dale so close, they had to push. Gwyndaf Evans, 1996 British Rally champion, is used to winning. As he salutes the Ford pair, Rowe had not yet wrapped this one up. In the penultimate stage, the Ford team lost 0.2 of a second on the Peugeot pair. So it had come to the wire. Final stage, Rowe and Wood driving to secure top of the podium. A high-pressure stage, but a team used to playing for big prizes.
Left 250, tightens to long left 6 late at signpost. Care narrows with cones. Left 7 late.
As the cone headed for the seaside, the duet inside the car signalled that they were enjoying it now. Really enjoying it.
Left the chicane. He says he's going to keep wide, or he's going to let you out. Right 8-5, sorry, tightens to an 8 and left 10 around Island.
Rowe and Wood started round 1 of Formula Rally with the burden of expectation on their shoulders. They appeared outwardly unfazed, had a slight blip when they felt they had the wrong tyres that took them around the first stage, then delivered high-speed polish. It was only in the final moments of the last stage that they recognised they had done enough.
That's plenty enough. 407.4 is 2 seconds faster than the first run. Well done. Well done. Good to have you back.
Quite a start to Formula Rally. So Martin Rowe and Chris Wood win the head-to-head. Privateers in 4th and 5th, and Mats Andersen and Claire Mole finish 6th. Is this the shape of things to come?
Yeah, we've had a really good day. It's been a long time waiting for the championship to start. I've been out of competition for a long time, so to come back with a Puma and get a win first time out was really good, really rewarding.
So maximum points for Martin Rowe. Finishing 2nd costs Justin Dale 4 points. Martin Sampson in 4th, 3 points. Not bad for someone seeded 15th. And Mats Andersen just scrapes in with 1.
Nobody knew how either car, all the cars were going to go. So it's good to actually get some points in the bag straight away, really. And okay, we were battling with Martin all day, and he's got there in the end with a good showing with their car. So it's we're pretty pleased with that.
So Ford and Rowe on top of the podium, albeit slightly damaged. And with Ford finishing 1st and 3rd, they take top points in a manufacturer's table. Peugeot just behind. Proton make the podium. Disappointment for Volkswagen. And for round 2 of Formula Rally, it's off to Silverstone and on to the gravel. Can Martin Rowe and Chris Wood do it again?
Formula Rally is back at the end of July. Don't forget, we've got F3 and GT action with Motorsport on 4, the Power Tour at 10:55 this morning. For all the latest motorsport news and details of Channel 4's coverage, log on to 4cars.co.uk. Next today, it's Trans World Sport.